Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm going to continue working on these music hour journals. Someone asked me to do a tutorial on putting this journal together, so I'm trying to show as much of the process as I can. So I already have a video up where I put the cover together. I took this tiny little spine off it and made a new spine and covered it with some vintage materials. And there's a video showing how I did that. I did take a piece of Lorna's pretty paper. I'm using her Shabby Chic wallpaper set number 1 from Tailor Made Journals. I will link that below because we're going to make some pieces with my leftover pages. But I took one of them and made this beautiful little pocket and added this vintage trim. Can you see the blue center? It's just so pretty with that. And this is one of the tags that I had made in a journal or a video where Nancy was my inspiration for making tags, and that's from a children's book. So I put that in there. I did have a couple of white pages in each signature, the backs of my scrapbook paper, so I did do some stenciling. I'm going to do that on one of the pages in this book because I didn't do any of that yet in here. So just so you can see start to finish. So here's my white page. I got some stencils out, and I think I'll use this one just so I can show you something different that I did that I don't normally do. Nothing too complex. There's not going to be a lot of complexity to these journals. I'm going to make sure I get the right color brush. Yep, that's the green one. So that's probably the blue one. So this is the red one. Okay. So this is just a stencil that's seen better days, but it's from Folk Art. This is for what you're supposed to use to daub when you're doing paint. So it kind of, the way I do it, kind of pulls up some of those little pieces. Wasn't really designed for this, but I like this stencil and we're using it. So I'm taking my abandoned coral and just stenciling the flower parts. I'm not being too precise. I think those are some flower buds down here. And now I'll leave my stencil in place, and I have my Mowed Lawn ink and a brush that was used with green, and I'll just finish filling in with that. And they can overlap, I don't care. Just kind of want to suggest, whoops, I shifted my stencil. I want to suggest pink flowers and green leaves. On the other side, I'm just going to do a design. Normally I do the same stencil on both sides, but on this one I'm just going to use this stencil with some blue ink. It's kind of a small brush for this large stencil, but my larger brushes were already used in different colors. And I like it to be light enough that you can still write over it. I would write over this. I hope you would too. I'm not going to do the other pages on the video, but I just wanted to show you my stenciling. I just have to find what... Here, it goes in here. While we're here, I'm going to take this page. It's a scrapbooking paper page, the same one we just stenciled on. Just put it back, but I just realized I could show you this part of what I'm doing also. So I like to make it so you have lots of room for journaling, especially with since mine is a book reader's journal, and I probably won't be gluing anything into it. I will be writing quotes and the names of the books that I read. So I want to make sure you can write on the pages. So either I'll try to have a pocket that you can put something in that you have written on, or I will adhere something to the page that you can write on. So I'm going to use this Pink While You Were Out page here, and I'm just going to add a pretty element. I don't know if I want that one. I would like it to be more, not just straight across. I mean, I know it's not straight, but a little straighter than I want. So let me see if I can find something else. That was what I picked out for it, but now that I have it there, I've changed my mind. So I have in this little basket some cutout images that came from books. I'll show you what I did in this one. There's one. I love that one. And then just a little one here because I used a large piece. After I do this, I want to make some things with Lorna's wallpaper digitals. About that. I like that. That's what I wanted, something taller over here and smaller over here so that you have more room for writing, but lots of interest. So that's what we're going to do. I spent a couple of evenings going through my stack of book pages, children's book pages. I have one drawer that has larger pages and one drawer that has smaller pages. And I went through those drawers while I was watching TV, and I fussy cut some images out that I wanted fussy cut, including this one right here. And I kept some pages because I like to use them as pages in my journals. And then I also weeded some out because I have more than I can use, plus I have more children's books that I brought into the house that I haven't taken apart yet. So anyway, I'm going to eventually get some book page bundles. I don't know how many pages I'll be weeding out, but I will be putting some in the shop. At least one set. So there's that. And I will do that in each of the 3 signatures on this scrapbook paper page like I did in the other journal. Now, some of the things that I want to do with Lorna's papers are make a pocket. These are Lorna's papers. They're the Shabby Chic wallpaper set, digital set. So I think I have a pocket made already. Just have to find it. Oh, here's something else I did. I took one of her wallpaper pages that it just looks like it has this label printed right on it. So I glued that under the fabric flip so you can write on that. Maybe I didn't make a pocket yet, but I'm going to. So we'll talk about this one. This is a pocket I made out of a book page, children's book page. Isn't that illustration cute? And I backed it onto cardstock that I edge punched. And I made a little envelope with one of Lorna's papers to put into the pocket. So my ideas for what to do with the pages besides use them as pages is, my ideas are to do what I showed you under the fabric flip. Make a pocket on a page, either like that or maybe a triangular pocket or whatever I decide to do on the given page. Make an envelope, make a belly band, and then whatever's left over I can tear some strips and decorate the edge of a page that needs a little bit of further embellishment. So I have this piece left over from that, but I'm going to start with a whole piece. So this is one of Lorna's papers. I think I'll make an envelope out of this page. So I'm going to trim the white edges off. I feel like it's less than 2 weeks till Christmas, and I've only got one batch of cookies made. Well, I made a double batch, but I made chocolate crinkles. And they are in my daughter's freezer because I don't have room in mine. And I just feel like whatever I do in my craft room has to be kept rather simple. I don't think I can handle anything too complicated right now. Mentally, emotionally, time-wise, none of it. Now, after trimming it, it measures just over 10.5. So to cut it in half, I'm going to cut it at 5 1/4. Perfect. So now I have these two pieces that I can make a pocket, an envelope with. And where'd the other one go? This one. So I can make envelopes with all of these. So all I'm doing is I'm going to fold this up. I don't have a measurement. I just want to make sure that there is a gap between the top of that fold and I don't want to fold this right down to that because then it would be really hard to get anything in and out. So I just want to make sure I leave some room. That's the only stipulation. So there's that, and there's plenty of room to get something in and out. And I will just sew those two edges. You can glue them, but I'm going to sew them. And then I took an image from one of the children's books, and I cut a piece of cardstock to fit inside there. I just glued that image onto the card. That's it. And then it can be journaled. Maybe I will round the corners. You could ink around the card. You could use a colored card instead of white, but try to use a light colored card so you can write on it. So that's all I'm doing to it. That didn't take long, so we might as well do these. I will need 6 of them, and I do want to make sure that I take care of all of these elements that I want. I can always print more pages if I need to, but I don't want to start tearing strips until I know I have my bigger pieces already. How close did I come? Pretty darn close. This one's just a scratch shorter. I love that paper. I just have a thing for the wallpaper prints and real wallpaper. Vintage. some of the new stuff is gorgeous too. So I will sew them and I will make cards to go in them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 2 more. Might as well do one of these red ones, right? I'll take that one. Make an envelope with it. A couple envelopes. So I spent quite a bit of time on the tags that I made, as you saw if you watched those videos. I have a couple videos, I think 2 videos, where I was following Nancy's inspiration for her Christmas tags turned into my chicken tags, and then the last 2 videos were tags that I could use in these books. So I spent quite a bit of time doing them, but the other pieces are going to be much simpler. Again, I'll cut this at 5 1/4. I wanted to be a little bit more streamlined and organized before I started this video, but it is after 2. I've been working in here with interruptions, of course, just to deliver some homemade cookies to the coffee shop, and that I made the cookies yesterday, and stopping to fold laundry and stuff, which I still have to put away. So it's not been just steady work in here, but I wanted to stop working by 3 o'clock because I have other things I need to do. I have my final grief share session tonight. So I figured if I'm going to make a video, I better do it now. Now there's quite a difference in those 2, but that tall one is still good enough. So this one is this, and those 2, and then these 2 are the same. All right. It's handy that 1 page makes 3 envelopes. And you could embellish the envelopes further, but because these are gorgeous wallpapers, I don't really want to cover them up more. I could add a little lace or something. Maybe I'll do that. But like I said, I just don't want to get too involved with everything. And then, let's see, belly band. I'm going to do a belly band, and then we'll make a pocket. So I took a page of Lorna's paper, and I cut a 3-inch wide strip. You cut it whatever width you want, and the height of my paper. And then, since it was printed on paper and not cardstock, I just took a piece of white cardstock that had been printed with somebody's order receipt. When I was printing orders, I forgot cardstock was in there. So I just kept that. So I printed, oh, you can read through that, but you're not going to see it. It's going to be glued down. I put the printed side facing up underneath this. And I sewed that together. The paper and the cardstock are sewn together. And I did 3 different belly bands with 3 different printed papers. And I have 3 for each journal. So I am just, before I glue this down, what I want to do is add a children's book illustration. So I pulled some out that would be the right width if I trim them down. Any of these would fit. And I do want the pretty design to show. See, I would have to trim that branch off, obviously, but quite, this is very elegant and This is not, but I like it. I just love the children's book illustrations, so it doesn't matter to me as long as it looks decent. Oh, I like this one. That's quite big, but you can still see the pretty pattern. I'm going to use this one. This came out of a beautiful book, fairy tale book. There's Puss in Boots. Quite straight. There, that looks good. And I was thinking about maybe adding a little bit of lace. Yeah. I'll glue that on first, and then I'll glue the lace on top. Then I'll probably use a book page, children's book illustration, to somehow make something to go into the belly band. It could be, well, I could make another envelope to go in the belly band, or a little booklet, or just a journaling card. That looks lovely. Almost out of this pretty little lace. Got my sisters coming over on Thursday, so I'm hoping tomorrow I'll be able to just stay home, and I have to do some prep work for my lunch with them. I am hosting our sister day, but I hope that I can get time in here to make an extra video, because I won't be making a video on Thursday. They haven't been to the new coffee shop yet, and one of my sisters does drink coffee, the other one doesn't, and I don't. But I want to take them and show them the beautiful coffee shop that used to be I think a turn of the century or even older pharmacy. Tin ceilings, and it's just gorgeous. And treat them to Cocoa Bomb. That looks so pretty, doesn't it? I love that. It's like this image was made for this background. The colors of her dress, even the colors of his crown and his hair, just looks, and then those colors are represented there. It's just lovely. And I think that little bit of lace on the edge really just highlights this image nicely. Have to see if I have anything similar to add to the other belly bands. So I don't know yet what I'm going to put in there, but there it is. Let's find some images for these two. She's not the picture of elegance, but I like her. There's just something about her that I like. I'm not sure what nursery rhyme she's from, but I think this is a Mother Goose book. Yeah, because this is Jack Sprat and his wife, I think. But I don't know who this one is. I don't really want that bed frame behind her, so I don't need to cut around that. Got a big feather duster under her elbow and a broom in the other hand. No wonder she looks grouchy. She's house cleaning. We're having a warm week for December. A couple of weeks, I think. My daughter said it's supposed to be warm right up till Christmas. Yesterday, I think it was in the 60s. In the next few days, it'll be in the 50s. So I guess we're not having a white Christmas. But as my daughter pointed out, we had 4 feet of snow last year, so it all evens out. That's what she said. I remember having 4 feet of snow. I don't remember it being on Christmas, so it was probably close to Christmas. Okay, so I'm going to cut off part of that feather duster. She's a perfect fit, isn't she? Like her. I'll find something to trim the edges of that one with. My white cardstock sticking out a little bit here and there. Okay, one more for this journal. Got some cute monkeys. I cut them separately. see how they look. This is from a children's number book. I think I got more prettiness over there. So I'm going to switch them around. Yeah, we'll put some monkeys on there. Maybe some rickrack would be cute on this one, make it more playful. So those are the belly bands so far. Have to add a little trimming to those. Let's look at the ones that I'm going to put in this journal. Might as well pick out our pictures for these. Maybe that one. Okay, I love this little angry duck. Angry little girl duck. Isn't she cute? I'm glad she's not mad at me, though. Dry glue these on. I hope I have time to make a pocket with this paper. When that glue dries, I'll trim off those pieces hanging over. I don't have to. Yeah, I could leave them there. This one I have to cut some off. I could add some words to these belly bands too if I wanted to. I think I'm going to cut away the shoes and socks that are cluttering the floor. I think she is disturbed by the messy bedroom. Whoops, I'm dripping glue on that. What a mess. This one has a lot of little bits, so I'm going to use this. Very beautiful. Such a lovely background and messy room. At least all we get to see is the unmade bed. I removed all the messy shoes and socks on the floor. Now let's see what we can do with this lovely lady churning her butter. Sorry about that. That's an Etsy notification, meaning somebody either left me a message or liked my shop or liked one of my items or left a review. I think I get the notification for that too. By the way, I always want to say I really appreciate your good reviews that you leave. I don't usually respond to the reviews, but I read them all. And I have to say, when I get a notification of a review, I'm kind of a little bit nervous to open it, because I never know if it's going to be a good review. I mean, they're usually good. Once in a while I get, very, very rarely do I get any complaint about anything. I don't remember the last time. So I shouldn't be nervous to open them, but I'm always wondering what it could be. I think the last time I got a poor review was because the item was late, and it was during last Christmas time, like before Christmas. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, the shipping was awful because the post office was so short-handed. So I got a review for that, but that wasn't my fault. Which also reminds me of Etsy's doing something, they have been for a few months, called Star Seller, and they use your ratings, your reviews and your ratings. That's what I mean. Your ratings or your, whether you ship on time and use a tracking number, and response time if somebody leaves a question or a comment on your Etsy shop. And I can't even think about it anymore, because the only thing that keeps me from getting the star seller status is the response time on my Etsy shop, and it says that this many, you have to respond within 24 hours, and it says how this many messages got a response within 24 hours, and this many messages got a response after 24 hours, and then you can bring up their, like a chart that shows you. And I don't have any messages that I didn't respond to within 24 hours. One of them was like 23 hours and something. So I was cutting it close, but I didn't see that message. But I am meeting their, whatever, their stats to qualify for star seller, and I don't get it, so I'm just not even going to worry about it anymore. I do the best I can. And I understand they're trying to improve, customer service and stuff, but I try, and they don't give it to me, so I just can't care anymore. Because if I cared about it, it would stress me out. Alright, those 3 are ready for some trimmings to be found. Oh, we're getting pretty close to time to stop the video. I just wanted to tell you that in case if you notice some shops have a star seller status and I don't, just wanted to tell you that I've tried and I give up. I'll still, I'm still going to attempt to do all the things like ship on time, and that's never been a problem for the most part, and respond quickly to messages, and I'll still do all that. I'll just pretend there's no such thing as star seller. Okay, let's see what we have left for pockets. Where'd all my... what did I do with them? Oh, here they are. So this could be a pocket. That could be a pocket. I don't know if I want to use the bright red pocket. It's kind of bright for the rest of the book. It's fun to make an envelope to tuck into a pocket. These are all already cut, so I'll make pockets out of these. It's 3 o'clock now, so I need to be done pretty quick here. This would make a nice pocket, but maybe a triangular pocket. And I would glue it to, I wonder if that's too big. I'm trying to get that geranium in there. Let's trim a little more off. What was I saying? I don't remember. It's going to be too... I think I'm just going to square it off at the top. Oh, I think I was saying... See, that's way too tall, so I'll just square it off right there. That I'll have to back it with cardstock because it's just paper. I will be talking about the fabrics and tabs that I've added in a different video. This video I mainly wanted to concentrate on what I was going to do with these pages. Let's put a pocket on the back side. This is going to have the belly band, I think, right? Yeah. This is going to be the belly band, so I don't want to put a pocket there. Probably should have cut the triangle going the other way, like that way. Oh, I could put it here. That looks pretty. Okay, I'm just going to paper clip it here because I'm going to have to back it with cardstock, but I think that's going to be pretty. And I'm going to say goodbye to you right now, and I'll be back to show you some more work in these journals. Thanks for watching, and have a creative day today. Bye.